Yeah, and it has a lot to the south of it as well.
Okay.
It belongs to.
I spoke with the guy that bought the old governor's place there, and they were just very enthused to keep it preserved because it was what it was.
Wow, because it was listed as potential tear down.
And I'd love to go inside.
Me too.
And but I could, I had a very nice conversation with that gentleman. I'm sure we could arrange I could refine them on the and get that going. So
yeah, I'd be interested.
I had an open invitation. Anytime you want to go there, just so I had to sort of figure out where it was first.
We are live streaming.
We're live streaming
and being recorded.
Okay, we've got one more minute, and I see that Misty has just joined us as well. We're above a quorum, so we're fine. We'll go ahead and let it start right at 7 if that's okay with you. Yeah. Okay, 7 o'clock. Let's go. Okay, welcome to the August 9th, 2021 Lincoln County Planning Commission meeting. At this time, let's call the roll. Hagan?
Madam Chair.
Here.
Commissioner Pelletier.
Here.
Commissioner Kier. Absent. Okay. Commissioner Lambert.
Here.
Commissioner Skolnick.
Here.
Commissioner Cutler appears absent. Commissioner Stratton.
Here.
Commissioner Bugenhagen.
Here. Good morning. Good evening.
Thank you.
It's morning somewhere.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Are there any items not on the agenda for tonight?
No, Madam Chair.
Okay. Tonight we're scheduled to hold a live virtual electronic public hearing on case file 01 MISC ADM-21 to hear an appeal of the planning director's decision to deny a request for authorization to place a beachfront protective structure based on its failure to comply with application requirements of Lincoln County Code Chapter 1. The applicant is PLI Systems, Inc. for Ed and Joan Tanabe, Richard and Sally Grant, Sherry Kane, and Terry DeSilvia. Please be advised that Sarah Mitchell, an attorney for the applicant, has requested that this hearing be postponed until October 11th, 2021 at 7 p.m. at the earliest, or one of the subsequent Mondays in October, either the 18th or the 25th. The Planning Commission will be voting to allow this postponement at the conclusion of the proceedings this evening. We are convening tonight because the request for postponement came after all legal notice was issued and to allow the commission to vote on the postponement. There will be no staff report given tonight under the circumstances. The applicant has appealed the director's decision to the Lincoln County Planning Commission pursuant to LCC 1.1267. There will be no staff report, but one will be given when we next convene on this matter, and we will not be taking public comment tonight. So given all that, commissioners, how's everyone feeling about a postponement with a time certain? Terry?
I'm curious as to why they would want to delay the protection of their homes. It just doesn't seem consistent with all of the work that the folks have put into this. And I hope I didn't poke a boil.
All right, Anna would like to respond.
Yeah, please.
And I'll be as brief as I can, which is usually not very brief, but I think it's clear that this particular application was much more about if the goal exception process was not proceeding in the way it is right now, it was meant to be a fallback position for those applicants. That's my interpretation of this.
So they're not wanting to proceed with any protections?
Oh, no.
No.
No. Don't misunderstand me, please. At one point, one of the various parties that are participating in the other proceedings elected. They're not, and this is not related to Sea Ridge or Worldmark. Again, this was launched as a parallel process to what everything else. And one of the reasons they asked for a delay, I believe, quite clearly, is that I think they're anticipating that the client's needs will be met through the other process. That's why I said it was parallel and sort of a backup to this process. I prefer not to say anything else about it because I'm likely to mischaracterize, and they should be the ones saying what this is all about. But they've asked for this continuance. And I think that only makes sense based on what I said, because at the date that you're being asked to reschedule this for, the other proceedings are almost certain to have concluded at that point.
It's just curious to me. That's all.
So how many postponements is one allowed under our code? Indefinite amount? I mean, this is, taking up staff time and everything else. Do they have to file fees for this?
Oh, this has been just the tip of the iceberg of what this has meant to us in terms of their demands on our time.
Mm-hmm.
So again, the less I comment about, unless Jerry, do you have any? I don't know that there's an ultimate end game.
Yeah, no, this is Jerry Herbage and counsel, and I don't want to speculate, but understand this. First of all, to answer the chair's question, whether it be in code or in statute, there really isn't a limit on the postponement. But what there is there is a time period in which decisions have to be made, and the applicant's attorney said that they would toll that period during the extension and give us an additional 60 days. What may happen, just so you understand, what Anna was alluding to is that there is some possibility, obviously, that the applicants will ask that this application be dismissed, depending upon what happens with the other case. And so I'm just saying there's a possibility. And if that happens, that will save the planning commission and staff a lot of time. And so if I were to say something, I don't want to speculate, just like Anno, and don't want to get too much into it. I would recommend that you go ahead and allow the postponement. Because of the timelines and stuff, I think it might be better that it be toward the end of October, simply because it would be good not to have to go through this process again, and for them to kind of know where things are going. And I really don't see any penalty to the county. When the application was filed, it was going to cause some work. And with the postponement, I mean, that's okay. There's the possibility that it will be, that basically they'll retract the application, or, ask that the proceedings not go further. And we'll see what happens. But I would recommend granting the request.
Okay. I agree. I just wanted to be clear that I personally, this is my own opinion, is that we've already done this one time else on this, and it's a game that's being played, and I would prefer the 25th, which we might allow them most amount of time, but at 25th, again, we need, we shouldn't keep doing this.
Yeah, I think the 25th would be the best option, so that we don't have to do it a couple of other times.
Right. Are you prepared to make a motion to that?
Okay, yeah, I'll make a motion. I move that we continue
Postpone?
postpone 01 MISC ADM 21
Until
application until October 25th
at 7 PM.
at 7 PM.
Thank
I
you.
second.
And Terry does a second. Is any more comment on this, commissioners? Okay, all those in favor wave, except for Judy, say aye.
Aye.
All right.
It looks unanimous to me. So October the 25th it is. Thank you, everybody. Are there any planning commission concerns tonight? Anything else from staff or commissioners?
Thank you very much to all the planning commission members for meeting. This may seem like a small thing, but we need everyone, or at least as many as you as possible, and certainly to have a quorum, and you did that tonight. So thank you very much.
We really appreciate the continued effort. And even though I'd kind of like to be home with my feet up right now, which won't be long, I sure like seeing all of you guys, even if it's, through this medium. So,
All right.
okay.
Thank you.
Can I
That-
just ask, is there a possibility the October meeting would be in person?
I think that has everything to do with COVID and the variants and all this stuff, right? Right now, we're back on escalating cases and county mask requirements in indoors and all that. So, but I sure would like. I think we'll all like it when we get back in a normal, for all sorts of reasons. So
Yeah, so I agree. It's speculative, and I probably should have used better language. I think the issue is there's a possibility that they may withdraw their application, and then you wouldn't have something to go before you. And anyway, again, thank you, everyone. I appreciate it.
yeah, I think it's a strong possibility, is depending on the direction the main act is
Yeah.
proceeding.
That's my feeling as well. I feel.
Oh
that-
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is there a date certain for when the board, or has the board already heard our recommendation?
No, but because remember, if and Jerry, please help me out here. We got our current appeal process going. Our best guess at when, it's not firm date, but it would probably be around September when we did our previous, because you got to leave a certain amount of time for the notice.
Mhm.
And so you just can't back to back these things. So I think the last time we did an unofficial examination of how these dates would stack up, I think it was around September 20th. We
Okay.
expect there to be the Board of Commissioners taking up the matter. And if they are to adopt your recommendation in the affirmative to the goal exception, they may need a week and then after. So I think, so the bottom line is, for those properties are really, literally hanging over the edge and are concerned about not being able to carry out their riprap deployments, if in fact our commission adopts the goal exception, I think they'll be ready in early October. And that's sort of the conversations that are happening. And I know there are other conversations happening in earnest about making sure that those sets of applicants also have, because remember, this is just the land use compatibility statement. They have to apply with a serious application that meets a lot of the stuff that we're talking about through Oregon State Park. So I know those conversations are happening in earnest, and that timetable has been expressed to the various applicants, and so it's nip and tuck. I think that's one of the reasons that we were eager to to move things forward last time we met, because keeping an eye to the calendar. That so if you're going to deploy riprap, you don't want to have to be doing it fighting the high tides in between.
No, I feel like we're running out of time. I mean,
Yeah.
Well,
I agree with that.
Well, we've done everything in our power and
Mhm.
more.
Yeah, you guys have been swamped. Yeah.
So swamped but again, hey, I think we're, I'm very proud of the work we've all done together. And so thank you for coming together again. Thank you for coming together tonight. And I appreciate the question because we understand what's going on. I think, and obviously several of you seem to be confused by what this was all about. So if that provided an opportunity to help you understand it, then great.
Anno, when once you submit it to the commissioners, where would that final be posted?
Well, why don't we make sure, because I know you've invested so much time and energy in this, and I know some of you care deeply about the issue. We'll make sure as soon as we, as a courtesy to you, as these dates firm up, we'll make sure that we send you an informational explanation of where things stand and what's coming up. Is that what you're looking for? So you'll know.
No, I was wondering
I'm
if
sorry.
we could see the actual final findings and such, because you guys were going to look and make some additional changes and so forth.
Shaylin, again, thank you for what you pointed out the last time, and I promised, and they will. Those concerns we'll be looking at them from a staff perspective and building them into the commentaries to our Board of Commissioners.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to get a copy
Okay.
of so I could see what was done.
Amen. All right. I'll still probably make sure you guys at least understand what dates the commission's taking it up, so you can you be aware of that as well.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for the question.
Okay, anything else for the good? Okay, with that, we are adjourned for now and see you October or maybe sooner.
Bye-bye.